Role-playing games are meant to immerse you into a world of wonder and excitement. Astral Terra, a sandbox RPG, brings you a world that is both unique and customizable, while offering a different experience every time you play. Step into the world and create whatever you wish, however you wish. Hey everybody, Rutledge from TechRaptor here. I'm here with some of the developers. You gave yourself an interesting name on your webpage.
Creative director, but diviner.
Diviner, that's it.
Blend of designer and developer.
Okay. From Tethys Interactive, they're making Astral Terra, which is it's a voxel-based action RPG, basically.
Yeah, the sandbox RPG, off the rails. Players get to do what they want. It's a creative type of game, survival, exploration, crafting, building, all that good stuff.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about the game. What inspired you to kind of make something? I don't think there's anything else like this. It's 3D, fully immersive. You know, you've got Minecraft obviously,
sure.
But you know, with the RPG elements and all that.
Yeah. Chris and I are both huge fans from way back of things like the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Planescape and the pen and paper stuff, as well as Lord of the Rings, all of that kind of stuff. Sure. And we are really excited to be able to create a game that we really want to play, which is a world that is free to do what you want with it, that you can become the character you want to be, and you can either choose to build your own world like Minecraft, but you can also go on quests. You can also go and hunt monsters and learn magical spells, and so really much more designed for off-the-rails, open kind of world where it's not as heavily controlled by a quest storyline.
Sure. But there are quests in the game.
Absolutely. Okay. With Adam at the lead there, we've been developing an overarching story that, you know, ties all the worlds together, gives the players a reason to do the quests, and a story, and kind of like I want to say kind of almost like an end game goal. While the game never ends, it gives you something to kind of work towards, besides sandbox mode.
Sure.
But it's completely optional. Sure. So if you want to just get in the game and build and craft and farm your resources, you can do that.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah, the basis of the mythology is that originally there was one giant world and all of the different races lived together, and then a giant war broke out and the gods became concerned that it would just be mass extinction. So in order to save everybody, they broke the world into a bunch of different pieces and separated them all off from each other, and they broke it into a place for the elves and fairy to live in Fey Sanctum, which is the world that you're able to explore right here in the alpha.
Okay.
But then there's also Abyss, which is like the realm of demons and other kinds of monsters. There's the Shadow Vale, where there's the undead and like dark elves and that kind of stuff, and eventually there's going to be elemental planes as well. So you can warp between the different worlds, sculpt them, do what you want.
But yeah, basically the gods, you know, they did the whole parents thing. You know, they said you're fighting, we need to separate, everybody go to their own rooms.
Time out.
Time out. And this is where the player comes in, where the world has been sundered, and it's up to them to try to kind of help put the world back together.
Okay.
And protect humans, which is a new race to them. Many of the other races wanted to rule over them, and so they really don't have a place to live in Astral Terra, and that's part of one of the goals of the player is to bring the world back together and give them a home to live on. So, but also have fun.
Yeah.
Build your character and build the world. We've been inspired greatly by a lot of classic fantasy, your RPGs, your D&D, and all that other stuff. But obviously, it was stuff like Minecraft. Minecraft was a big influence on us. But we kind of moved past Minecraft at some point where we said you need to be able to develop your character. The world and the crafting and all this other stuff is great, but at the end of the day, you were left with a character you didn't really care about.
Yeah.
And that's we're trying to kind of fill that hole there, while also giving the smooth voxel experience.
Sure.
So we have a very high fidelity looking world. Everything is real detailed and a little bit more on par with what you're used to seeing with modern RPGs.
I keep getting distracted because I've got ADD, and every time I see things changing in the background, I keep thinking of like 3ds Max, because I used to do game development, and you know, instead of Minecraft, you're block by block. Obviously, you've got that option, but like you're literally shaping the world,
That's
bringing it up, bringing it down.
Yeah.
It's like you're making a cave here.
Yeah,
You know?
just sculpting. Yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time to shape a lot of stuff because we're always working on things, but I have some goals there. I want to make a mountain made of that looks like a dragon, and some other stuff. You know, Skull Mountain from the Dragonlance books. I definitely want to try to recreate that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Castle Grayskull would be something.
Castle Grayskull,
that would be fun to make.
Absolutely. Yeah, because that's the way it is. You know, we treat voxels like clay instead of just cubes. You know, you pull them out, you shape them, you move them, you take away. It's fun.
that's cool. Now, that's a really cool spin on, you know, creating your own world, but also having a story behind it.
Sure. Yeah.
That's pretty.
I keep telling this anecdote because it really cracked me up. There was a kid, probably 10, 11 years old, who was a big Minecraft fan, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And he's like, well, how much ground do I have to work with? And I'm like, you have as much soil and dirt to craft it as you want. And he's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, go wild, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, just was totally excited about the fact that, you know, you didn't have to mine and to be able to do this. That's an essential part of the character.
Yeah.
That they have this new sorcery kind of power to do that.
That's pretty sweet. So the crafting and stuff, obviously you mentioned it there. From what I understand, you can create armor, things like that, like you would in a typical RPG, but you can also farm things like corn.
Yeah, exactly.
We are in Indiana.
Right.
It just made sense.
It made sense, right? We're from India.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, while we're working on the survival element, we realize you need to be able to eat, and if you're going to be able, and you got to find food somehow.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's offer meat in the form of being able to destroy animals that are bothering you.
Yeah.
Deer will run from you, but if you want to chase them down, you can and kill them and get meat.
Yeah.
Right. But if you choose to be a vegetarian, you can also create farms.
Okay.
So you would harvest some wood, you would get some seeds, you'd craft them on the bench, and then lay down corn farms.
Sure. So the single-player, multiplayer aspect.
Yeah.
I know that you can do co-op. Now, is it kind of like an open world thing that people can hop in and out?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely. Awesome. You can when you make a character, you can take them to any of your worlds. So on first generation, you create a character, you put a seed in, you name your world, and then it generates the world procedurally. But if you want to have another world, you just go in, select the same character, create a new world. And you can take your characters into any of the worlds you've created. And when multiplayer gets finished, we're going to be doing the same deal.
That's
where,
sweet.
you know, any of your characters you can use on any multiplayer world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine that there'll be NPCs that you'll be able to talk to that'll be able to give you the seed for the quest that'll be like, hey, I hear that there's, you know, the ruins of an ancient tower over there, and that'll be something that will be placed in the game. You'll be able to explore that, see if there's ancient scrolls there, weapons, that kind of stuff, and maybe eventually I'd love to see cities, I'd love to see all kinds of stuff that you can, you know, talk to people. And we were joking around earlier that if you wanted to play an NPC, like if you wanted to be the guy who just goes around and harvests wood and builds weapons and then sets up a shop and questing people come around and you're like, hey, you know, you can buy this stuff for me, you know, that you have that option.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right on. So, yeah, absolutely. Just with the, you know, everything is procedural. So whether it be how your trees, you find rare ores, it'll be the same with quests. You know, where we can create a corral of quest givers. None of us know where they're going to show up. You know, because we just set it up for, hey, this guy's going to show up in this world at some point.
Yeah.
You may see him in your first 5 minutes. You might not see him for your first 5 days.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
so that, you know, that, and again, it's the replay value and having to explore. That's something we both have always enjoyed in games, is the exploration part.
Yep.
And having an infinite procedural world allows you to do that.
Oh yeah.
So
It's a
kind of
different
hard to explain.
every time.
One thing that we did want to add is the lore aspect. Is, you know, Minecraft, there is no real universe. It's
No.
just kind of a, you know,
A sandbox.
a giant sandbox that
Yeah.
you build stuff in. But you know, we love games like you know, Skyrim and Elder Scrolls and all that kind of stuff that has an integrated mythology. And so we've been very actively working on developing this game world.
Neat.
we've been at work for about a year now on the
Okay.
project.
Looks good for a year.
Thanks. It started real slow. Our team is very small, so, you know, we only have 5. We were only 3 up to, I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago. We're trying to offer a little bit of a different experience than some of the other games out there. When we launch multiplayer, we're going to offer huge PvP worlds that are set in fantasy and are completely editable. So that's going to be a little bit of a different experience.
Editable
Yeah.
PvP.
Yeah, editable worlds in PvP, yes.
So you're just running along, chasing after someone, and they just drop a boulder.
Yeah, you won't be able to just enter build mode during combat.
Okay.
But we're working on spells that alter the environment.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So you could
A wall.
shoot a wall that comes up, or you can shoot fireball and it will go through a wall, will change the environment, you know, to the
Nice.
ground. Right now we've got this Terra wave spell. You can throw it down the ground, it creates waves, and it deforms the terrain in real time.
Huh.
You know, because again, it's voxels, so we can do stuff like that.
awesome.
Yeah, that's what makes it all possible. Is this, you know, voxel world,
Yeah.
voxel world.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what's the release idea? Or
Sure.
do you have a beta planned or
Yeah.
alpha?
Yeah, our schedule right now is we're looking at starting Steam Early Access at the end of June.
Awesome.
So late June, we're going to start Early Access. We've already been Steam greenlit. And
Nice.
we're distributing our, we just moved over from pre-alpha to alpha, so we've been doing a little bit of internal testing,
Sure.
allowing people to pre-order the game right now. You can grab the alpha, you can start testing it.
You can do it
And then
right now.
Yeah, you can do it right now for $14.99, get it right off the website. And then late June, we'll be pushing out an Early Access.
And that
That's sweet.
$14.99 will get you the game in alpha format all the way up to the end.
All the
To
way
the
up
release
end.
day.
The game will eventually be $24.99.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're basically paying less for hopping on board early.
For hopping on early, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
being patient with us as we get everything working perfectly.
Oh yeah, early access is always really cool though. So
Yeah, and we want to make sure we have a solid enough experience for early access so
Yeah.
that keep players busy.
for sure.
You know, while we keep pushing out more content. So, yeah.
So where can we find you guys on social media and everything?
Twitter, we're at Astral Terra, and we're
AstralTerra.com,
AstralTerra.com.
Okay.
which we have a Curse Wiki up now.
Okay.
So you can find everything from AstralTerra.com, link to the wiki, our message board, Steam, all that good fun stuff.
Yeah,
So you guys have it all together. You're getting there.
yeah, we're
So-
definitely
Yeah.
getting there. We're just having a load of fun doing it.
A load of fun,
It's-
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is Rutledge from TechRaptor. Just got done talking with the developers of Astral Terra, Chris and Adam. Stay tuned for more Indy PopCon coverage. You can find us at youtube.com/TechRaptor.